Oh, Brian. I want Brian here. Hey, I want
Brian!
Bye. I can't say it now. I can't say it now. I want him here in case something goes bad, just so I could chuck his body out there and hope that he gets killed.
Wow.
But he's not going to do a good job of piloting the boat, since he doesn't have any points of the drive skill. He would be at a -1 to his dexterity pool, and perhaps even more so given his unfamiliarity with driving boats.
I think
Okay.
Sean meant he was going to take Byron with him just in case anything went bad. He could just throw Byron under the bus to the Anarchs.
No, I
Oh,
just I just want him at least on the boat in case something goes wrong and we can shove him out of the boat and hope that they're busy killing him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, I probably wouldn't actually do that. He's more useful alive than dead.
For now.
Yeah, well, it would be interesting. You would try, and unless other people helped you, that would definitely be a one where Byron would dominate you, or at least attempt to, and tell you to walk off the boat.
Or just use the fact that he's much higher generation to buff his physical stats dramatically.
Right. Go from 2 strength to 5 immediately and chuck him off the boat.
Just nope.
Woo!
Anyway, are we anchoring or are we beaching?
If you want Byron along, he does not want to get, I mean, he'll get wet up to his knees, but that's kind of where he draws the line.
No, unless your guy's really intent on going, and even if you are intent on going, I'm probably going it my own way, just obfuscating and figuring my own way out, because even if you follow along, you can't follow me with the obfuscation and wandering around like that. So, if you guys are really intent on going, I'm not going to say you shouldn't, just I'm going probably a separate way.
Yeah, I mean, Byron doesn't, he just doesn't know where to begin to go. I mean, he'd go, if everyone else wants to go along, like to give you backup, he'll go with them, but he's fine with letting you go alone.
Ironically, Byron's the only one he wants with him, just because it's a little annoyed. After you get shot once or twice, he'll be happy again.
Well, we're already here, so I guess me and Jermaine are coming along.
This muscle.
You know, you might have something big that needs to be moved. I don't know.
Yeah, well, if everyone's going, then I'll go with them.
But are we beaching the boat or letting down the anchor?
Byron would like to, well, I'll tell you right now, we can definitely throw down the anchor and nobody stay in the boat, but there's a chance they'll get knocked loose. Which will be fine. Bye-bye deposit. So he's actually going to say beaching the boat is going to keep the boat safer. It's going to be a little more obvious where we came in. That's the only downside.
Yeah, I doubt people are going to be walking along the beach. Is this area, looking out at this area that we're near, does it look like there's somewhere we can beach it without anyone, just right on the edge of the street, just looking down and seeing the boat? Is there any place where it looks like there's an empty spot where it's very unlikely anyone's going to just look over and see the boat?
give me a perception plus alertness difficulty 6, Sean. With 2 successes, sure, there looks like there's some areas will be more private than others, particularly since it's night and it's heavily raining. The light's not going to reach as far. You could certainly get into a situation where the boat wouldn't be immediately noticeable unless someone came down to the beach for whatever godforsaken reason.
Okay, then pointed the best spot I can find out to Jermaine. Tell him to beach it up there and take it slowly. We want to be able to push the boat back off.
Okay.
You end up doing just that. Touch and go, but since Jermaine managed to save the boat from, say, tipping over or what have you, he's got enough skill after figuring out for the past 2 hours now. He manages to get. There's a groan as the boat sort of just slides up onto the beach and ends up sticking itself there in the very muddy sand.
This time of day, or this time of night, what's the tide?
Hmm.
Because if we're beaching a boat at low tide, it's not going to be here when we get back.
Should we just be careful and yank it up high anyways?
Yes,
I mean, we
let's
should be able to see, like, based on the lines and stuff, what tide it's at.
Yeah, I'm actually looking up now, seeing if I can find a listing for when high tides were at that date.
Because, I mean, we'd either have to drag it way up onto shore or try to find some type of public pier to illegally tie it up to.
It's currently just perhaps a few hours past low tide. It's swelling up to become high tide.
Okay, so we're going to need to drag it well up onto the shore or find somewhere to illegally tie it.
You could bring out the anchor and take it upshore and kind of, dig a hole, wedge it into rocks if there are any, probably not. And that's almost as good because it'll keep it very close to shore that way. And it probably won't get battered too much in the shallow water. But,
Yeah, but that makes moving it fast, quickly, even more difficult because then it's actually anchored onto the shore. I think straight up pulling it would be the best bet, just leaving it really high up.
I mean, we could leave it up past the high tide mark. If you want.
yeah. I mean, that
Sure.
works too. I think that we should, depending on the size of the boat and our relative strength ratings.
The four of you combined can pull this boat. You
Easily.
can maneuver and position it to where you would like it to go.
By
Right.
our powers combined, we can drag a boat up the beach.
Vampires! We've got superpowers! Yeah!
I mean, they'll end up being like a few obstacles in your way, perhaps a dune or maybe a branch that fell from a tree that just happened to make its way onto the beach due to the heavy rain and lightning. But you four vampires, you can manage it. Joseph with his one strength can run ahead and try to disperse with obstacles as best he can.
I can pick up the branches out of your way.
Don't worry, sweetheart, I'll deal with that.
But that said, I'd probably be just as much benefit sitting in the boat as I would be actually trying to pull it.
No, then you'd add more weight.
Not
Move
much
your fat
more.
ass.
Yeah, but not much more.
Yeah, like I said, though, you folks can certainly maneuver the boat further onto the beach.
Okay, so once we have it up on the beach, how exactly are you guys planning to go about things?
I was planning on following you around and making sure you don't get killed.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, following me might be a little bit difficult. I do plan to be disappearing in and out of things fairly frequently.
You sure you want to be disappearing and reappearing around people that might shank you the moment you appear?
Well,
Because they're startled.
well, how about this? I'll be disappearing a lot. I'll be reappearing as little as I possibly can.
So we're not going to, like, Elysium?
Yeah, I thought we would
Oh.
just walk there at this point since we've missed all the lookouts, hopefully.
Yeah, and then what? We're vampires from, over New York, and we get over here now for some reason. I think that might end badly.
Then
It's
how
not
do
a
you
direct
plan on
offense,
getting?
but you have to tread very carefully.
Then how do you plan on getting in contact with Boss Callahan? Aside from checking out Elysium.
Oh, pretty much the same thing, except, without actually showing my face if at all possible.
So you're planning on walking invisibly into what's supposed to be a neutral ground where you use no disciplines?
Oh, I plan on walking with my face in as a different face.
And you don't think they would take offense to that?
All right. Here, I think Byron is just going to say, let Joseph do that. That's fine. We will take a different route. If we can even follow him or not, it's irrelevant. But we will be in the same building in case shit happens or whatever. But he can do what he wants, and then we can. It'll be like splitting the party, but not really, kind of thing.
Splitting the party and all taking different routes to the same location.
See, I just want to make it, point out that, if Joseph's character does obfuscate, none of you have any chance of tracking him at all.
Not even
Right.
me with my good aspects.
Right. Well, I figured that the three of us, Jermaine, Marcus, and Byron, would go to Elysium, and they would try out. They're trying to find information the normal way, but if they're found out, someone takes offense at them being there or whatever, it might be nice if Joseph does get away with not being noticed. On the counter of that, if someone figures out that Joseph is impersonating someone, it might be nice if we're there to back him up.
That said, out of character, I do want to say I actually do have various plans because, out of character, my affiliations, but don't know the main character. I do actually have further plans than what I'm saying. It's just they're a little bit nebulous right now.
Yeah, I figured. That's the other
Just
reason why I was saying you should go alone, because so you could just do that and screw everyone with Leslie Carter.
just saying that so you guys are aware of it. Out of character. So at this point, unless anyone's stopping me, I'll turn and start walking off. And as soon as I'm in a place where I'm by myself, I'll go invisible.
All right. Joseph the Malkavian walks off into the very rainy night.
Well, I guess we better get making our way to Elysium.
Marcus. It's as you're standing here, and Joseph has just left. There's an uneasy feeling crawling up from your lower spine.
Is this a familiar feeling?
Yes.
Let me guess, Muncie Hudson.
Uh-huh.
Jermaine, Byron.
We don't feel
Right,
anything as far as I know.
No,
Right.
it's just Marcus.
You know that feeling I get sometimes when we're around Muncie Hudson?
Jermaine is immediately going to pull out his gun. Not like pointed or anything, just pull it out.
Whatever it is, we can't see it. Having that out won't do much good. Let's just go to Elysium, but be on your guard. Especially you, Byron.
With the guns, John.
Sure.
Elysium with
No, we're not going to be carrying guns drawn into Elysium.
Sounds like super fun. Yeah, well, I mean, there's nothing for it. We just got to walk to Elysium. If shit goes down on the way, shit goes down. We're not going to escape it at this point.
I love that too. We're not going to escape it at this point. Well, we're committed.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yep.
we could all hop in the boat and totally ditch Joseph. I mean, but I don't
You're
think
right.
Byron thinks that would go over very well. So.
All right, everyone in the boat.
Everybody back into the water car.
Woo, water car. All right, so the three of you here on the beach then are going to do...
I think that we're headed towards Elysium.
Okay.
Yes.
You don't exactly know where it is, judging by your location, so it's going to take you some time milling about here in Staten Island, Anarch Land, but you can certainly make your way to it.
We could probably pop into a convenience store and go, hey, you know which way museum is?
Which museum? Yeah. The Garibaldi Beach Museum, you would certainly get an answer to that, guard, but they also tell you it's closed.
All right,
Yeah, but
thanks.
it's like right up that way, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's only open on Tuesdays until 5. Tuesday through Sunday until 5 p.m. Then it closes.
Oh, and I'd like to say that definitely Byron, if he hasn't done so already, if I can't retcon it in before we leave, he uses a blood point to flush his skin a little bit.
You certainly can. I don't have a problem with that at all.
Can we take a 5-minute break?
Absolutely, I don't have a problem with that either.
Cool, I'm gonna go get some food.
I'll go ahead and drag your tokens over to Staten Island, although, are you currently editing yours right now, Krypsyn?
Yeah, I was just removing a blood point for the
Yeah.
flushing.
I just wanted to make sure you edited it before I ended up sending it across the galaxy, that's all.
The galaxy that is New York City.
New York!
And I'm going to be away from my computer for a bit, but I should be back in 5 minutes. You behave, chat room.